God, every time I see this guy, I just can't stomach it after watching that body cam footage. Sean Grayson reprimanded for false police reports. So he's a lawyer too. Here's a reminder of the murder, though.
The body camera video reveals the events leading up to the horrific scene.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure?
My medicine and stuff.
All right. Okay.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
Inside the home, Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson can be heard asking Sonia Massey to check on the stove.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Within seconds, things become tense.
Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
I rebuke you in the name of
No, I swear to God, I'll shoot your ear.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Massey starts to set down the pot and apologizes. Grayson fires 3 times, striking her in the face.
Headshot woman to female, 1078.
Prosecutors say Grayson's partner tried to give the 36-year-old first aid, even though Grayson discouraged him.
I'm gonna go get my kit. No, she's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
What a sicko. And you know how we know it's not an isolated incident? Normal people don't do this. Normal people, human beings don't do this. This is not a one-off. Okay. You've killed Sonia Massey, but we had to see this coming, right? And we had to. Let's give you more audio. It's been released now showing misconduct of Grayson during his previous police department.
7 months on, how are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Sean, do you understand what I am saying?
Yes, I do, sir.
And I've had this conversation with you before. If we can't trust what you say and what you see, we can't have you in our uniform. I'm calling you on your integrity. How does that make you feel?
I'm learning from it.
Are you angry with me for it?
No, I don't.
Do you understand it?
Yes. I don't get angry with this because, 1, I have no experience. Before I came here, I had no experience. 2, I wasn't allowed to do this right here. I was not allowed to review my videos.
This is termination. I'm getting goosebumps. This is extremely concerning. Everybody likes you. I got to be able to trust you. Was this a purposefully done lie?
No. I full-heartedly, I still believed I was on North Madison until you just pulled up Google Maps and showed me in the daytime.
This is going to get deeper because you're going to have a hard time answering some questions here real quick.
Okay.
You heard that? Sean Grayson reprimanded for making a false police report at a previous job. First observation, I don't know who was doing the questioning there, but I kind of like this guy. If only this kind of, it sounded like a criminal profiler. If only someone like this were doing the questioning on the way in, he might not have gotten through the front door. Okay? Integrity, trust, and this guy's still lying. That's my assessment. He's lying. Did you do it on purpose? Oh, no. Lots of excuses. And now accused of murder. Sean Grayson, the now fired Illinois Sheriff's deputy charged with fatally shooting 36-year-old Sonia Massey in her home, had a disciplinary file that included accusations of bullying behavior, abuse of power, records obtained by CBS News show. Pitiful. He was acting like a bully. Girard, Illinois Police Chief Wayman Meredith said over the phone, recalling an alleged incident last year, when he says an enraged Grayson was pressuring him to call Child Protective Services on a woman outside of Grayson's mother's home. He was wanting me to do stuff that was not kosher. CBS News with the details. Newly released audio recordings obtained by CBS News also show superior officers were worried about Grayson's behavior. A recording released by the Logan County, Illinois Sheriff's Office, where Grayson worked from May 2022 to April 2023. A supervising officer is heard admonishing Grayson for what the senior officer said was his lack of integrity for lying in his reports and for what he calls official misconduct. If only that was part of a national or even global police record that followed you, like they like to do to people who are in the system, even if wasn't kosher, what happened to them follows them forever. Follows them. But nope, all these jobs, so little time. The sheriff and I will not tolerate lying or deception, the officer tells him in the audio recording of a November 2022 meeting obtained by CBS News. At one point, the supervising officer warns Grayson that officers like you have been charged and they end up in jail. Hell of a warning. Just left out the murder charges part. They charged with murder. Okay. This is what happens when people aren't fully held accountable and they're allowed to get away with it. He thought he could get away with this too. Black woman. There's a black woman. Who cares? Sick. Weird. The audio recording and Meredith's description of Grayson's conduct paint a picture of a man quick to anger and, according to documents, willing to abuse his power as an officer. You think? The March 2023 encounter with Meredith, in which Grayson was described as steaming mad, probably doesn't take much, was included in a multi-page disciplinary file obtained by CBS News from the Logan County Sheriff's Office. The Girard police chief was concerned enough about the incident to flag it to the Logan County Sheriff, noting that he believed Grayson had been recently diagnosed with cancer and his brother had died by suicide. Angry at the world. The disciplinary paperwork also included accusations against Grayson of abusing his power and harassing a man and woman arrested at a traffic stop. A complaint was filed against Grayson by the couple, accusing him of bullying behavior and of not respecting the woman's privacy. Police reports say she had hidden drugs inside her body. I don't know what to believe, depending on who wrote the report. I don't know if that's true or not, depending on who wrote the report. You see? This is a problem. A deadly problem in some instances. In her complaint, she described being told by Grayson and another male officer to remove the bag of drugs in front of them. She was later taken to a local hospital to have it removed by a doctor. She described feeling violated when she said Grayson barged into the examination room while the doctor was performing the procedure. Grayson denied any wrongdoing or even being present at the hospital. Right now, I probably believe the woman who was having a procedure to remove drugs. More credible than the person who was then, not anymore, but then in uniform. The allegations leveled by the couple against him were ultimately deemed unfounded. Here we go again. And according to the paperwork, he left Logan in good standing. Grayson was hired days later by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office in the Springfield, Illinois area. So when you don't stop this abuse of power, when there aren't real consequences for people in uniform, it's going to come to a head at some point, isn't it? Unfounded. One of the incidents in which Grayson is accused of having trouble obeying orders happened during his fifth police job, number 5, with the Logan County Sheriff's Office, where he worked from May 2022 to April 2023. Grayson refused an order by a superior to terminate a high-speed chase on Illinois 121 over a traffic infraction in which his speed at times reached 110 miles per hour. Grayson told his superiors he was about to terminate the pursuit, but guess what? He did not stop. CBS News Chicago with the reporting. He did, however, turn his lights and siren off. That's not safe. Well, keeping going anyway until he hit a deer. Grayson was questioned by a chief and other top staff after the crash in Logan County, where Lincoln, Illinois is the county seat. He later admitted to violating a direct order from a supervisor about the termination. CBS News previously reported Grayson pleaded guilty twice to driving under the influence prior to becoming a police officer, that he served in 6 different departments in 4 years. This is temp workers last longer on the job, okay? Temp workers, and you know it. He left the Army after only 19 months. This is not the best people. This is not an appropriate candidate. This is an angry at the world loser who's had infraction after infraction after infraction. And is anyone surprised that a young mother who just had a pot of water, she called you for help, Mr. Grayson. She called you for help. Anybody surprised that she's dead when this is allowed to be on force after force after force? It's not a shock. You know, in the newsroom, I spend so much time in the newsroom. And let's say we end up getting sued for something that made the air that shouldn't have. Oh, you got the wrong person, you've ruined someone's life. You've pushed out copy that has nothing to do with that name. It's not a mistake. It's willful misconduct when you don't follow a set of protocols that's deliberately put together. It's put together to avoid stuff like this, but you start doing your own thing. You're just going to freelance. You're just going to call an audible. It's no surprise if we get sued in that instance because we named the wrong suspect. It's not a mistake. It's a mistake if perhaps you went through all the protocols and the name was there and there was several mistakes before you and you apologize. It couldn't be avoided in this instance, but that's rarely the case. You didn't follow the protocol. This guy is not meant to follow protocols. He desperately wanted a gun and a badge so he could abuse his power. And so he did. And frankly, I have empathy for anyone who's dealt with suicide in their family. I have a family member right now going through cancer. I love her. But I don't want to hear anything about what Grayson's been through because I'm already hearing mitigating circumstances. I don't see any. I see white privilege in somebody who went through this white privilege society unchecked, probably forever. Not checked in a real way forever. Now, young mother, say her name, Sonia Massey, is dead.